Hi, welcome to Quilt Chat, and I'm Donna Holmes, and I'm here with
Donna Robertson.
Hi, we wanted to talk to you today about a few things we posted on social media, some notions, one being quilt binding needles, and we got a lot of questions, and you made me think too, Donna, what's the difference? Why would I use a different needle to bind my quilt? Aren't they the same?
Well, they both have little pointy ends, and they'll both have eyes.
Okay, that part, I agree with you on that, but what's the difference with a binding needle?
Well, let me tell you that for the first probably 15 years that I quilted, I used a regular needle, just a regular sharp. And one time I was at a show, and one of the other vendors introduced me to these great binding needles. And I didn't know if it would make any difference or not, but let me tell you a couple of things. Here's your difference in your length. So this is a regular needle, and this is the binding needle, and you can see how much longer it is. Well, the really cool thing is the binding needles are also just slightly bendable, so they will kind of flex when you're sewing. So whenever I'm doing a binding, I like that longer needle, the sharper tip, and the thinness of the needle, because it is a little slimmer than a regular needle. So it really slides through the backing and the batting and all of that as you're sewing. So that's the reason I like them. Now, one thing that I did learn very quickly, they are very sharp and they will continue to feel like they're sharp, but I usually try to change my needle every maybe 3 quilts. I mean, I'm doing lap quilts. You'll notice that you're slowing down, and it's still sharp, but we forget that needles start getting little burrs on them from sliding through that fabric, and you'll sew a lot faster. You'll get those bindings done faster if you'll go ahead and change your needle every 2 or 3 quilts.
Oh, great. And we have these binding needles at Fabric Cafe, right?
Absolutely.
I thought I saw those.
Yes, you can find them on the web. There are 10 needles in the case. And then as you're using these, I have another little case for disposable needles.
Okay, good idea.
And you can just save these. They'll make great disposable. So you don't want to just toss a needle in the trash. I always have little boxes and tubes that I've gathered over the years.
Well, that's a great needle tip. Well, we thank you for joining us for Quilt Chat, and we'll see you again with some other tips and tricks. And if you have any suggestions, just drop those in the comments. And follow us on Facebook and on Instagram and on YouTube, and let us know what you think.